Hey everybody, Wayne here. In today's Let's Play, I'm going to be playing through a complete mission of Boots on the Ground Deluxe Edition, designed by Sean Cooke and published by Worthington Publishing. Boots on the Ground is a 1 to 3 player, although I'll be playing in Solitaire, tactical scale wargame, set during the modern era of combat. As usual with my Let's Plays, I'm going to go down to the table. I'll go ahead and describe how the mechanics works. I'll show off the map, the units, the cards that control the AI bot, and then we'll dive into the gameplay itself. So let's go down to the table. Alright, so here I have the map all set up for the mission I have chosen. Boots on the Ground is a tactical game where you control a squad or squad of soldiers made up of individual counters for each soldier. They're going to be moving on the map on a square-based grid, as you can see here. Depending on the mission, it could be something like moving from one of the green zones to another. It could be securing a building. It could be escorting. A VIP. It could be rescuing hostages, etc. The mission I have chosen is Building 26. So what I have to do is my squad, starting in Green Zone Whiskey here in the bottom right, is going to have to move through the map and make it to Building 26 here, eliminate all of the insurgents in the building, and the building will become cleared, and at the end of the turn, if there are no insurgents in it and the building is cleared, I will succeed in the mission. Now, I'm going to go into the detail as we play of like movement and combat, just to give you a general overview of the gameplay. Boots on the Ground is going to be divided into activation for your soldiers, and then the card draw where the bot and the insurgents are active. So first off, you will activate either a team, which a team is made up of any adjacent soldiers, which in this case, starting in, see the bottom right here, starting with my squad, I have all 6 of them adjacent, so I could activate all of them as a team at once. If they were separated, say the biggest group that is adjacent to each other was 3, then I could activate those 3 as a team. Or you conduct an individual activation, where you activate one single soldier. Now, the reason you would want to do that is when you activate as a team, it's mainly move and fire, fire, move. You can basically interchange those actions as you want, but you're not able to use individual abilities. For example, a squad or team is going to be made up of a leader, medic, demolitions expert, scout, heavy weapons expert, and a sniper. Each of them are going to have special abilities. Not all of them can be used in a team activation. Some of them are only used in individual activation. A quick example is the demolition expert. If you activated him as an individual, he can create a door using his demolitions, right, that he carries with him. He could throw a grenade, or he could fire an RPG. Now, after you've conducted any sort of activations, whether it's a single soldier, or you've activated a team, you will then go to the AI bot part where you draw a card. The cards, I have a couple examples right here, are going to guide you in what the bot does. Now, with the insurgents and the bot in this game, it's more of guiding, and you were going to have to make some decisions, right? It's not going to tell you, yep, this has this square, I almost said hex, this square to this square to this square. It's going to tell you, hey, closest, or fires on closest, appears in closest, etc. For example, looking at them now, this card here, move 2 insurgents. Move up to 5 spaces each and fire on closest allied forces. Now, obviously, there's going to be rules that say, okay, well, they want you to move the 2 insurgents that are closest to your soldiers, the allied forces. You move 5 spaces each, and then when they fire, it's actually going to be not just those 2, it's going to be all insurgents that are within range, line of sight, are going to fire. Another example of a card, place 4 new insurgents. Place in the closest unoccupied window or door spaces and fire. So for example, if we drew that while our squad was here in Green Zone Whiskey, and you drew 4, place 4 in the unoccupied window or door, they may appear, blue is windows, by the way, and red is doorways. I covered that in my recon video. They may appear here, 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 and here, right? Completely adjacent, which that would be really, really bad for our squad, but then not only would they appear in those locations, but then they would fire on us as well. There's also special events. So cards say replace any KIA team member, because you will lose team members. It does happen, with a GI. So you're going to get a GI counter, which I have them off the map here. Just going to have different abilities, right? Next, you would have danger. Closest door explodes from IED. So again, kind of a random event. Hey, we're close to the door. Oh, say again right here, this door here explodes. So you're going to go ahead and have the results of an IED exploding, which is going to injure or kill your soldiers. After you conduct one of the card draws, and by the way, for the mission, I have a card deck of 30 cards that I'm going to be playing from. I need to complete my mission by the end of the cards. You go back to an individual or team activation. So the game goes back and forth between activations of your allied forces and then a card draw activation, card draw, etc., back and forth until you complete your mission. Combat is going to be differential based. You're firing based on line of sight, based on any fire modifiers. Both sides will roll. There's going to be the attacker, and then there's going to be a defensive die rolled. You're going to compare plus and minus, right? Take your attacker number minus the defensive number, whatever, whether it's a positive or a negative. You're going to compare to a chart, which I'll have pop up at least a few times so you guys can see what that is. That's going to tell you, and then there also is angles of attack. When you attack from the side or the rear, you're going to get bonuses as well. And yeah, but the actual details of how combat is handled, I'll show you guys when we play the game, which I think it's time. So again, looking at the map here, and just quick, if you haven't watched the unboxing or the recon, you may want to, but just a quick overview of some of the other things. So you can see, again, my squad in the bottom right. We have to make it to building 26 here. So however, whatever path we want to do, we want to go through buildings, we want to go through the open areas, it's up to us. We have to watch for unknown cover, so these vehicles, when our team ends a turn, ends an activation adjacent to a vehicle, you're going to unknown cover, you're going to flip it over and see what happens. Could be IED, could be safe cover, could be nothing. Same thing with civilians. We're adjacent to them, and you, by the way, can't shoot through them. They're going to block line of sight. But once you're adjacent, flip them over. Could be an insurgent, could be just an innocent civilian. He's going to take off. You never know. So other than that, our mission, make it from Green Zone Whiskey into building 26 here, eliminate all the insurgents in the building, and mark it cleared, and we'll be successful. Are we going to be able to do it? Well, let's find out. All right, let's get to the gameplay. All right, so one thing I'll do as we play, especially to start with, maybe, or depending on if I, when I'm editing the video, if you guys can see, may zoom in on certain parts, just to give you guys a little bit better view. But otherwise, hopefully you guys are able to see everything and kind of see what's going on. So, all right, we have our squad here, Green Zone Whiskey. Starts off, we get to choose our activation, team or individual. Sometimes what I've been doing, I've already played this scenario a couple times, trying different tactics, is I've used the scout. One of his special abilities, or his individual ability, is that he actually gets to reveal the next card. You place any or move any insurgents, and then you actually place spotted markers on them, and they're frozen. They can't move or fire. But I'm not going to do that this time. I want to get out of this sort of fatal little corridor we got here, right? We have these windows and the door here, and I feel like they're bracketing our squad, and so we need to get out of there. So I'm going to do a team activation, which activates everybody. During a team activation, everyone is going to have 3 movement points. We do an individual activation. The movement's actually listed on their counter. You have an arrow, which is their fire, where they're firing towards. You can fire almost like in a fan, right? Like in an arc. And then the left number is going to be a fire modifier, and the right number is going to be their movement. And again, unless that's when their individual activation, this is a team activation. So activate everybody as a team. We get 3 movement points, and what you can do is you can fire, then move. You could move, fire, move. You could move and then fire, assuming there are targets available, right? There are valid targets, which right now the only insurgents on the map are the ones in the building. Don't worry, as soon as I start drawing cards, they will start appearing other places. But let's get moving here. So we'll send the scout out first. 1, 2, 3, and you conduct any movement and fire, even when you activate as a team, right? Remember, it's everybody adjacent, so that's everybody right now. Activate them all at once. So move the scout there. Let's move our demo, 1, 2, 3, and have him face down this street here. Sniper, we'll move him up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and have him face also down the street. The leader, 1, 2, 3, just as basically as far as he can get up. 1, 2, and yeah, we'll do 3 and move him here. And the leader will actually have him face this way. So you can change facing. Facing will matter when it comes to the combat. 1, 2, 3, and then the heavy weapons expert, and have him face this window here. So you can see as I move my squad up, right? I only have 3 movements, so I didn't get to move far. But I did place them, and I did facing with them. Now facing you can do, it does cost 0 movement points. It's just basically part of your movement. So if you couldn't use all your movement, fire, then change facing. But other than that, you're pretty free on your facing with your units. So I've placed them facing what could be potential places for insurgents to appear if I draw the right or wrong, right, card, which you will, at some point you're going to see in action for sure. So this way I'm kind of covering, everyone's covering different open areas, and that's it, right? All of my units have moved. There's been no fire because there are no insurgents as of this moment, but we are now done with our activation. So now we go to the card draw. So now we go to the insurgents, see what they do. So first card, replace any KIA team member with a GI. No insurgents can fire. And by the way, I know I did show that card. That was a separate card over here. So it's random. So there actually are something like 60 cards or 50 something. I can't forget what it is. You're only doing so many of them. So you never know exactly what cards make up the draw deck for that particular scenario you're playing. So anyway, replace any KIA team member with a GI. No insurgents can fire. So good news, no insurgents appeared near us, but bad news is that it's kind of a waste of that ability, right? Or that special event, because I don't have any KIAs. So I'm not going to get a GI from that card. Bummer. So we'll go ahead and just set it aside. And now we go into activation. And as we go, we'll start picking things up and we'll start moving a little bit faster. All right, let's go ahead. So it's our activation. Let's do another team activation. I just want to keep us moving here while we can. Everyone's adjacent, so sides of the squares, diagonally, orthogonally, whatever the terms are. Basically, if you're in the middle here, any area that touches, other than if you have the solid yellow, is a wall, right? So you can't go through a wall. That's not adjacent. But through a window, through a door, no problem. So anyway, everyone here is adjacent, so they will activate together as a team. Let's get our sniper moving down. Again, we get to move 3. So 1, 2, I don't like that window there, but we'll do is this, face the window. Oh, that's tough. We'll just do that. Demo, he'll go ahead and move 1, 2, 3. So it said this unknown cover, it doesn't count as far as I'm aware. There are some issues with the rules and trying to figure things out, so you kind of got to play through them, right? So I believe it says if you don't know what's there, it doesn't really count as anything. So I'm going to go ahead and just walk through. But technically, I was here, right? 1, 2, I could go that way anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, and then have the demo face out. Let's get our leader moving here. So again, you can move, diagonally and everything too. 1, 2, let's do 3. 1, 2, 3, and you'll face the doorway. Have weapons expert 1, 2, 3, and face behind our squad. And 1, 2, and you'll face this way. Now, a little bit precarious because we're all close together, but you see I have, my demolition expert, right, facing out this way. My sniper's facing this window. Medic's facing the doorway. Heavy weapons expert and scout facing behind us. Again, kind of keeping that, and that comes into play once there are insurgents and you're having fighting. And they can and will appear at anywhere, anytime, any place. All right, so before we end and go to the insurgent turn, we have this unknown cover. We're next to it. Once you end, and it has to be everyone's activation, everyone's movement. All my soldiers are done. You then flip over anything that's either an unknown cover or a civilian. You flip it over and see what it is on the other side. So we'll flip over this unknown cover. Boom. It's a type A IED. Okay, good news, bad news. Well, Bad news would be an IED would blow up and would wound everyone, and it would be really bad because then we would have 5 of our soldiers with wounds, which we'd flip them over. They'd have reduced combat effectiveness, reduced movement, and they'd be 2 more wounds away from being KIA. However, luckily for us, and I do try to do this as I'm moving, I understand this rule, right? The demolition expert, if he is next to an type A IED when it is revealed, he's able to defuse it before it explodes. So we're able to get rid of that. Now, there is a type B IED that he cannot defuse. So if it had been that, well, it would have been bad for us. But again, they're not all IEDs. Some of them are going to say safe cover, and then that's going to help protect you or protect the insurgents, right, depending on who is behind them. So we'll go ahead and throw that in the cup. So there's cups for, as I set up the map, I have draw cups for all the different types of counters on the board. So there's always some extras that are going to be off the map. Okay, that is it for us. So now we go to the card play. The insurgent's turn. Flip over the card. Move 1 insurgent. Move up to 5 spaces and fire on closest allied forces. Whew, that's another good one for us because it's not adding any more to the board. So what you do at that point is you look at whoever the closest insurgent to your forces is, which on the map right now is going to be one of these 2. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one right here. And move 1 insurgent, move up to 5 spaces, and fire on closest allied forces. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put him right here. Kind of gets a little bit of a shot through. However, obviously, so up to 5, right? So he's going to move his max. And fire if he can. Now, that's actually everyone. Again, that's all insurgents on the map would fire at this point. However, no one has a line of sight to my soldiers, so they're fine. They're not going to get fired on this turn. But I'm guessing we're going to start having some combat here very, very shortly. So just double check. Yep, everything looks good there. So we'll go ahead and discard that. And on to our activation. All right, for our activation, let's do another team one. Let's get in a position to start fighting some insurgents here as we get closer to building 26. All right, let's have... Oh, should I go through the building, though? This building here? No. Let's not do that. Let's go ahead and stick to the streets for now. We'll see how that works out for us. So, start off, we'll move the sniper. 1, 2, and let's move him out here. 3. Let's see, can I place him this way and get... No, I won't be able to shoot at the insurgent. Okay, so let's go ahead and place him here and face him that way. And now he is going to conduct fire on the insurgent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the sniper has a range of, I believe it's 10 anyway, 10 squares. Most units are going to be 5 squares. So he can get shot back too, but hopefully he's going to take out the insurgent here. So this is combat. Here we go. This is going to be a super simple one. So sniper is going to fire. Now, he is going to fire at a 0 modifier. Now, I know if you look on the unit, right, it's a +1, and the 4 is the movement. +1, you say, oh, he's got a +1. That's his individual ability. So when he is firing as a sniper at long range, +1 modifier. However, as just part of a team, that's why he's slower as part of a team, right? Instead of the 4, he only has 3. Also, instead of a +1, he only has a +0. So you go very simple combat. You just go, if it's in range, you don't check line of sight. Yep, line of sight from center of the square to the center of that square. He's going to be able to get him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can shoot up to 10. No modifiers for either of them, so no defensive modifiers and no offensive modifiers or fire modifiers at all. He's shooting him in the front, so there's nothing for flank or rear attack, anything like that. So have the chart pop up. What we're going to do is red is going to be my squad. You can see I have, my squad's colors are red, so we're going to be red for our American soldiers and black die for the insurgents. So you'll have the first die will be the red, and then you're going to minus whatever's on the black, and we'll see what happens here with no modifiers. Okay, that's great news. Great news for us. So you start off with 4. You go ahead and -1, so it creates a +3, right? A +3. If you check the chart under Allied, at a +2 or more, which obviously a +3 is the or more, you kill the target. So the insurgent is killed. Now, in the rules, it does mention that killed insurgents are placed separately and are out of the game for the rest of the mission. But then wounded ones go back in the cup. However, the cup is pretty full of insurgents. Yeah, there's a lot of them. So I don't know if it's really going to matter. I certainly, in my games, I've never even come close to running out of insurgents, but just so you know, it is part of the rules. Okay, wonderful. So we took care of business there. Now we still have the rest of our team to activate, right? So Demo, we'll go ahead and have him move up. 1, 2, 3. Yep, and he'll just face down this way. We have the leader. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, move him here. Scout. 1, 2, 3. Keep him facing back. 2, 3. Same with the medic. Well, actually, he'll face down this right here. And 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So you're kind of, right now I'm keeping everyone together as a squad, moving together quickly, efficiently, staying together, keeping some of those bonuses, modifiers, and covering every avenue. Okay, so end of our activation. Now we have this unknown cover. We're going to flip it over. Hopefully, if it is an IED, it's a type A because we have our demolition expert adjacent to it. Flip it over. Safe cover. Very nice. So now this just stays on here, and it would act as a modifier, bonus to cover. So say a insurgent pops up in this window, and it could very well, and then a card draw here, and he's firing at the demolition expert. It would actually, since it's cutting through the cover, it would actually give him a bonus on his defensive die roll. So, okay, speaking of which, I think that's it for our activation. So let's go to the bot here, flip over the card, move 1 insurgent, move 5 spaces, and fire on closest allied forces. Nice, that's a good one. Again, the reason I'm saying it's good is because you're not adding additional insurgents on the board. There are plenty of cards, as I've shown you before, that add, up to, I think, up to 4 at a time, which it adds up quick sometimes. Okay, so move 1, the closest one. I'd say it's probably going to be him right here. So he will move up to 5 and fire. He may get a shot off though with the sniper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's do probably 5 right here. And then he's going to go ahead. Yep, he's going to shoot at the sniper here. So he will conduct his attack. No bonuses against the sniper. Now he's shooting him in the front, so no modifiers, no bonuses for either side. However, when you are adjacent, you can't do stacking in this game. When you're adjacent to the leader, you get a +1 on your defensive fire die. So we will get a +1 on the red die. So the black will be the first die, and then we'll minus whatever's on the red and check the chart. So a 4 with a +1, right? So technically it's going to be 5. So you take 3, and then you add or subtract, right? So, subtract, excuse me. So 3 minus 5 is going to be a -2. If you check under the insurgent, a tie to -2 is misses target. So he just misses. If it had been 1 more, so -3 or more, the actual firing unit would have become wounded, which again, insurgents, as soon as they're wounded, they are removed from the map. But no such luck for us. He just misses. Okay, that's it for the insurgents. Now we go to our activation. All right, so for our activation here, either team or individual, I think I'm gonna do my first individual one. So I wanna get rid of this insurgent. I don't wanna mess around with firing back and forth. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do an individual activation on the demolition expert, and I'm gonna have him, so he gets activated by himself. Now he gets 4 movement instead of 3, so he gets to move an extra if he wants to. He can create a door, throw a grenade, fire the RPG. He also can do sort of a move fire, so you'll see what I mean here. So what we're gonna do, and although in this case it's not gonna matter because I'm gonna go ahead and take him out anyway. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move 1, 2. Here, I'm going to use my special ability. I'm going to throw a grenade. I'm going to throw the grenade here to this square, so I don't have to roll for it. Thankfully, I just go ahead and throw it here. Anybody in that square is killed, and anybody adjacent is wounded. However, you can't throw any grenades that would cause civilians or hostages to be killed or wounded, so I can't throw it onto him, because it could possibly, if there's a civilian there, take him out. But I could throw it here. That will go ahead and wound the insurgent, which he's at least removed from the map. He does go back in the cup, but like I said before, there's so many of them, I don't really care. I just want him off the board. That was 2 movement. I'm going to go ahead and move 3, and I might as well move over here, 4. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and end my movement there. Now we have that unknown cover, and that ends his activation, so we'll flip the unknown cover over. Save cover. Okay, I should stop behind it, I guess, but that's all right. Okay, and that is it for my activation, because I just did the one individual activation. Let's go ahead and go to the insurgents, see what they do. Boom. Move 2 insurgents. Move up to 5 spaces each and fire on closest allied forces. Alright, so probably these 2 are probably closest. I'd say these 2. So, start with him. 1, 2, 3. I don't think. 4, 5. I don't think he can get. No, because if you look at the line of sight from the center of the square to the center of the square, it's going to clip the civilian, so he won't fire because of the civilian there. And then 1 more. This insurgent right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he will get a shot off though, so he'll get to fire at our demolition expert. All right, so that'll be a straight shot fire, right? Should be die roll versus die roll. No modifiers that I can see. Unfortunately, he's not behind the cover. If he'd been over here, he would have got a bonus, but he does not. So straight die roll. Black is the insurgents, red is us. So 1, and then -2 makes it a -1. Tied to -1 or -2 is misses target. So he just misses us. Beautiful. Whew, we survived that. You never know what you're going to get when you have them suddenly run it up and fire in, right? You never know what's going to happen. So, okay, that's it for them. So now we go back to our activation. All right, so for mine, let's go ahead and get team activation. We are going to activate this team here. I know the demolition expert, he's right there with the insurgent. I should probably activate him to shoot the insurgent, but I just want to get the team up there. So I'm going to risk it, kind of leaving him exposed for a minute here. So let's activate our team here. So all of these units, everyone gets to remember 3 movement as a team, no individual abilities. So sniper, we'll go ahead and move him. 1, 2, and let him face the door. Now you can move through friendly forces, but you can't occupy the same square at the end of a turn. So I could, if I had extra movement points, I could move through him, but I couldn't stop on him. Leader, 1, 2. I'll have him face the. Well, should face the window or face ahead, because like it's kind of a risk either way. Let's face ahead because there is an insurgent. There's 2 insurgents. So our medic, 1, 2, 3. Heavy weapon expert, 1, 2. We'll do 3. 1, 2, and facing forward. Okay. All right. Yep. Everyone's moved. Oh, wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the leader, when he moved up, he can fire at the insurgent through the safe cover. It just would provide a negative to the roll, huh? And I don't want to risk that. Let's not risk that. So he won't fire, even if he could, he's not going to. But I think he can fire, do the cover, just, whichever side. It helps whoever's getting fired on, right? But I think by a +1, which I'll double check. So anyway, that's it for our guys. They are done activating. Let's go to the bot. Insurgents, what are they going to do? Closest insurgent becomes a demo expert for the turn and fires. Oh, no. That is not good. Okay. So we have sniper, heavy weapon expert, and demo counters for the insurgents. Closest is obviously going to be this one right here. So we'll put that there. Actually put it insurgent beneath it since he becomes it just for the turn. Now he's going to fire. Now, and then everybody fires as well. But he has demo expert, so it means he can use special abilities. So I'll leave it right there just as a reminder of my impending doom here. So he has special abilities. So remember, the demo expert can create a door, throw a grenade, or fire the RPG. And if you remember, I talked about this a little bit, is that you play the insurgents as best as you can. the cards are guiding it, but they're not handling the turn-to-turn sort of action, right? Or the every little square and everything. So I play the best I can, and I'm trying to play him right as deadly as I can, right? So he's a demolition expert now. He's going to fire, so he's going to use his special ability. The rulebook does mention they have their special abilities. So creating a door, throwing a grenade, firing an RPG. Let's see, if I fire the RPG, you fire the RPG at a target wall, not a unit. 7 squares, so it's plenty of distance. And the explosion kills any unit on the inside of the wall and wounds any units adjacent on the 3 squares on the outside of the wall. Okay, so if I shot and I hit here, it would wound all 3 of these. So I'd say that's probably what he would do. Yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and fire an RPG, just like you see here, against the wall, targeting that wall right there at the corner of that building. It explodes, wounding the leader, scout, so you flip them over when they're wounded, and heavy weapon expert. Wonderful. Just wonderful. And that is it for his action, so I'm just gonna remove this so I don't forget. So he's no longer a demolition expert, right? He's just a regular insurgent. Basically, it was an insurgent that had an RPG. And now this insurgent will fire. He's gonna fire at the leader here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then it goes to the safe cover, which I believe gives a +1. Let me double check. Yep. So I knew that. So he gets a +1 on, our leader does, on his defensive fire. So no modifiers for the attacker, and then our defensive is just a +1 because even though he's a leader, the leader in a team +1 defensive modifiers added to all adjacent team units, so not himself. So he doesn't inspire himself, I guess. All right. So just the +1 on the red die. Oh, no. All right, so that becomes a 2. So you take 6 minus 2 is +4, or +4. As in the insurgent, as you can see, +4 or more kills the target. So the leader is killed. Our squad leader's killed. Oh, wonderful. That's fabulous. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all it was. Okay, cool, great. So 3 units wounded, but then one of them, the leader, was killed anyway by the other insurgent. Wonderful. Okay. Yep, that is it for the insurgents. So now we go to our squad and what we want to do. We want to inflict some wounds here. 1, 2. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't do that. I'm trying to think offhand here. So our activation now, what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and just do a team activation, start moving up and start firing at these insurgents here. So the demolition expert, 1, 2, 3. Oh, he could do that though, couldn't he? And fire in the rear for a +1. Seems a little gamey, but so what he's gonna do? Let's just try it. Why not, right? Let's try it. It's a game. Let's try. So he's gonna move with his 3 movement to this square. 1, 2, and then 3, and he's going to face this insurgent right here and fire in the angle here, rear, which is a +1. So regular, he has a +1 and then no other modifiers. Nope. So +1 to the red die. So that is a 4. So 4 minus 1 is a +3, right? Which is kills the target, so he is killed. Like that. Sniper, go ahead and move him up. 1, 2, 3. And he'll fire at that insurgent. No modifiers, straight die roll. 6 minus 2 is a +4, a +4. So that is killed, so he is killed. Lovely, God, good. Whew. And we'll finish moving everybody. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. Oh, they're reduced when they're... Oh, shoot. When they're wounded, they're reduced by 1. 1, 2, 3. He was here, right? So 1, 2, And 1, 2. Have them face the window or the door. Have them face the window. So they are reduced. So by wounded, even as a team activation, instead of having 3 movement points, you only have the 2. So should be it. Yep. So now we just flip over the civilian. Insurgent, wonderful. And he will go ahead and shoot at somebody, whoever is. I would say the one who caught him is the one who moved in first, the demo. Plus, you probably want to look who has the best modifier, right? So the insurgent is going to automatically fire at the demo expert. Shooting from the side, it's a +1. So black die has a +1. So what is that? 3 minus 6 is a -3. For the insurgents, -3 or more. Firing unit becomes wounded. So the demo quickly returns fire and eliminates the insurgent. Wounded though, so he's back in the cup. Whew. I think that's it for our activation. 2 wounded, lost our leader. Are we done with the mission? No way, not yet. On to one of the insurgents cards. All right, so insurgent card, flip it over. Boom. Any out of range insurgent becomes a sniper for the rest of the game. Ooh, I like that. I don't like it, but I like it. Okay, so grab the sniper, and he replaces an insurgent. I would say probably this one down the street here, you think? It's going to be one of these two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is going to be this one. So we'll make him a sniper. I think that makes the most sense. Okay. Sniper for the rest of the game. And no fire, movement, anything like that, but just replace one of them with the sniper. Okay, so over to my activation, individual or team. What do I want to do? I think everyone is adjacent, so I can activate everyone as a team. And I think we want to do that because we're getting close to the building here, and we want to get up in there and clear it out. So let's activate everyone as a team. She's the medic to start healing some people. No, if we need to, let's get in the building and then take care of it. So, all right, as a team, 1, 2. Wait a second. That sniper. Oh, but I can shoot him in the side. 1, 2. And then, window takes 2 to go in though, so I can only stop. I'd have to stop right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, he's just out of range. Oh no, not out of range of me though. So let's do this. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Stop here. Oh, it's risky. A counter sniper action. 1, 2, 3, and stop here. The medic moved up. 1, 2, 3, and he'll face this way. I'm gonna end up leaving him behind, aren't I? Shoot, he'll move 2 and stop, and then I'll do 1. Jeez, he can only move that far. 1, 2. Oh no. So let's move to here. I'm gonna have to heal him up. At least the heavy weapon expert. I feel like I need him. Shoot. All right, so let's do 1, 2. I'll face him that way, and then 1, 2. Scout can face the open window. Okay, so. Oh, that ended up a little messed up. It's not how I envisioned it to start the turn. Uh-oh. Well, let's find out what happens. So I think we're done, right, for movement. Oh, we have to reveal this civilian. Flip him over. Identified civilian. Okay, so identify him. He's just a civilian. He flees. So you go ahead and remove him from the map. All right, over to the insurgents cards. Place 3 new insurgents. Place in the closest unoccupied window or door spaces and fire. Oh, no. All right, so civilian not supposed to be there. All right, so 3 insurgents, huh? This is where they start popping out and getting you. So closest, obviously, I would say here's 1 because he's right here, adjacent. This also is adjacent, so that's 2, and probably where else can he fire from? Here? I think he can fire from here too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he can. So they're all going to get fire off. Oh, no. Okay, so place 3 insurgents. Place in the closest unoccupied window. You saw I kind of picked where I wanted, but it makes sense, right? You pick the closest. Unoccupied window or door and fire. Now everyone fires. So The 3 new ones will fire because they all have a line of sight. I don't think even the sniper up here, because he didn't move, he doesn't either. Nobody else can fire except these 3. So just work our way, start with him, go him, and him. So this insurgent right here is going to fire at the scout. He's going to fire head on, so no modifiers. The scout does return fire though with a -2 on his, I guess. So should be just a 1. So it's a tie, which is misses. So the insurgent misses. The insurgent here will fire, I believe, at the medic. Hang on. 1. So you can fire like this. It goes out. 1, 2, 3. You can hit the scout or the medic. I think he'll hit the medic a little bit closer. So, okay, aims at the medic. No modifiers there. Okay, nice 6s, but they're both 6. It doesn't help. So tied is nothing. Misses the target. And this insurgent will fire at the demo. Top corner. That's no modifiers either. Oh, we were lucky. And in fact, 2 - 6, -4, that fire unit becomes wounded. So this insurgent is actually wounded. Oh, it's back in the cup. We were very, very lucky. We didn't take any more wounds or KIAs from those attacks. So, all right, back over to us and our activation, see if we can get out of this pickle. All right, I went ahead and moved the camera closer to the board. So now that we have a little bit more of a confined area, we have our squad right around here. We have the building we need to get into, eliminate all the insurgents right here. You guys should be able to see the dice, the cards, everything else. I just want to kind of zoom in a little bit manually so you guys get a little closer view. So, okay, it is time to rock and roll. So we were lucky with the insurgents. Let's see what we can do now. Let's get, I really want to activate the medic. I wanted to do him to get the heavy weapon expert healed up, but that's not really going to help us right now. So let's do a team activation. We'll activate these 3 right here and just get them moved up kind of out of the way and maybe closer to the other team members. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna start actually moving with the heavy weapon expert first. 1, 2. Remember, very limited movement. Oh, geez, not good here. There. Actually, I'll face him maybe that way because I want him to face towards that insurgent. We'll have the scout move 1, 2 here, face out. And the medic, he can move 1, 2, and he will stay that way, but I'll move this way. Okay, just kind of move them up. Now everyone's connected. Now in future team activations, I can get everybody if I so choose. So, okay, that's it for us. Let's go to the insurgents. Move 3 insurgents. Move up to 5 spaces each and fire on closest allied forces. Uh-oh, not good. So what we'll have here is, I would say the closest looks like it's going to be him, and him or the sniper. I'm going to say it's a sniper just because I feel like that would be the most appropriate. Yeah, let's do that. So, all right, move up to 5 spaces each and fire on closest allied forces. Let's start off with him, go him, and then him. He doesn't need to move because he can already see him. So, move up to 5 and fire on closest. Basically going to move to advantageous cover and fire. He's in the doorway. It is what it is. He's just going to go ahead and fire. So he'll fire at the, actually, or would he, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Well, no, that wouldn't help him. That would help him. So, all right, he's going to go ahead and just fire. So it's a straight shot, no modifiers whatsoever. Nope. So 4 minus 2 is a +2. A +1 to a +3 for the insurgents is wounds target. So Heavy Expert is now critically wounded. So you put the critically wounded marker on him to show that he is really hurting real bad. 1 more wound and he will be KIA'd. All right, this insurgent here is going to go ahead and fire. 1, 2 is going to fire at the medic. No modifiers. So 2 minus 5, right? -3. -3 for the insurgents is firing. He becomes wounded. So actually, the insurgent is taken out. I like that. Back in the cup. And finally, the sniper up here. He's going to go ahead and move out to the open space so he can be seen. And then he will, actually, if he moves here, he's out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll do that. So he moves out here. He has a range of 10, remember? So he's going to fire at the demo with a +1. That's what the sniper has, is a +1. +1 at the black die. Oh, that will not save him. 2 to 5. -3. Firing unit becomes wounded. But he can't, the demo can't even hit him there. So I'm going to roll that it doesn't actually hit him. It's just sort of a, what he but I'm gonna say you can't hit him. Sorry, I know it doesn't, I don't think the rules specify that, but in this case, yeah, the demo can't even reach him with his normal attack, so. But that's it, so we survived our insurgents here, so now it goes back to us and, well, seeing what we can do here. I think we're gonna try to start getting in the building, seeing if we can get in there and take care of business from inside. So we'll activate as a team. We'll activate as a team, so 3 movement each, unless you're wounded, and then you only have 2 movement. So 1, 2, so going through a window takes 2 movement. 1, 2, and then 3. And then he'll go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, fire at that insurgent there. Shooting at the side, so he gets a +1. So 5 versus 5, and even, which for tied, so for the allied, is wounds target. So this insurgent is back in the cup. Sniper, go ahead and 1, 2, 3. Should he go there and fire? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you can fire here. So he's gonna fire with no modifiers. A +1, which is wounds target, so the sniper is removed. We're gonna be in the cup. And then with his finishes movement, he's gonna go ahead and move in. Scout can only move 2, so he'll go 1, 2. There's the heavy weapon expert. He has a -2 for being critically wounded. The game doesn't mention movement. It mentions movement when you're wounded, but it doesn't say that it doesn't say that they're reduced. It just says movement is reduced when they're wounded by 1. So I think he goes down to that 2. I think he stays at a 2. So I'm gonna roll, that's what it is. At least that's what the rules say anyway. So 1, 2, move here. And the medic will go ahead, 1 and 2, 3. All right, move there. Okay, that's it for us. I guess he's adjacent to that unknown cover, so we'll flip it over. Type B IED. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. All right, so type AB blows up and wounds the medic. Unbelievable. The nice thing is the medic kind of self-heals during teams, so it's not as bad when it's the medic. Nice. Oh my God. All right. Okay, so that's it for us. Let's go to the insurgents. Place 3 new insurgents in the closest unoccupied window or door spaces and fire. Wonderful. And then obviously everyone fires right. So 3 new ones. So closest unoccupied will be right here, and what? Right here, probably. And then everyone fires, right? Everyone that can. So can he reach? 1, 2, 3, 4. He can fire at him. So this insurgent will fire at the medic. He's attacking from the rear corner, so that's a +1. +1 on the black die. So it'll be a 5. So a tie misses target for the insurgents. We'll just kind of do clockwise. So this insurgent can see. He will fire at the demo right ahead of him. No modifiers. So -6, yep. So he is obviously -3 or more, -4, right? So firing unit is wounded, so he's removed. This insurgent right here is going to fire. Actually, what I'll do is I'll have the, yeah, I'll do it that way. This insurgent will fire at the sniper in the front, no modifiers. 4 minus 1 is a 3, plus 3 is wounds target, so the sniper is wounded. And then this insurgent will fire at the rear of the sniper, so he gets a plus 3 because he's firing at the rear. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 6 is plus 2, positive 2 is wound. So sniper takes a critical wound. Yikes. I think that's it for all the insurgents that can actually shoot. So now we go back over to my squad. All right, so my soldier's turn. I am going to do a team activation, the sniper, the demo, and the medic. The medic, one of his team special abilities is he can automatically remove 1 hit, so he will go back to full strength. And then I will have him move here and shoot the insurgent in the rear, so he gets plus 3. So it's 6, or plus 2, that is killed. And the demo, he will go ahead and move 1, 2, 3, and fire the sniper in the rear corner, plus 1. So 6 minus 3, so positive 3, so kills this insurgent. Nice, not too bad. Killed 6 insurgents. And then, what do we have here? We have the sniper left. He's critically wounded. Yeah, we'll, what should he do? I guess he can move, cover the window, I guess. He move here and cover the window. Or the door. Yeah, the doorway, excuse me. Okay, that's it. So we'll end our turn. I think there's nothing else to do. Nope. So we will go to the insurgents. Flip over card. Move all insurgents. Move to 5 spaces each and fire. Oh my god. All right. So, yeah. So this is gonna be crazy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually all 5 insurgents on the board, and probably most for me to get a shot off. So we will see. So we'll have this insurgent out here. Let's just start with him, work our way around. He will fire. He can fire. He can't anybody right now, so what he'll do is he'll move out. And he'll fire. He'll step this out, and he'll fire to the side. Plus 1 of our heavy weapon expert, so he gets plus 1. So that's a total of plus 1. The insurgent is a plus 1, right? Because this would have been a plus 1 can shoot him aside, so it's a 6. A 6 minus 5 is positive 1. Wounds target. Unfortunately, the heavy weapon expert already had 2 wounds. He was critical, so he is KIA'd. He joins the leader in KIA'd. That is not good. Move around. Like I said, we'll just kind of loop around. This insurgent here. One, 2. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he can shoot, so he'll shoot the medic. And if he has to, move there. Shoot him in the side. That's a plus 1. So, again, that'd be a 7, right? 7 minus 6 is a positive 1. So it wounds the medic. This insurgent here, I don't think he's going to be able to get anybody, but actually, I lied. Of the 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. And he'll shoot the demo in the corner, which is in the back side, which is plus 1. Plus 1 to the insurgent. So 3. Oh, there we go. So negative 3. So that is firing becomes wounded. Goes back in. Very nice. This insurgent, 1, 2, 3. We'll do the same thing with the plus 1. That's 7. 7 minus 5 is a positive 2. Wounds a target, so the demo becomes becomes wounded, excuse me. And then this insurgent here will be the last one. You move here, and then here, and then fire the demo in the side, which is a plus 1 as well. Plus 1 of the black die. So 3 minus 2, positive 1, which is wound. So demo takes a critical wound. All right, so that is it for Insurgents. Now over to me. All right, let's do this. Let's activate the Demolition Expert for a individual activation. He will throw a grenade. He throws a grenade up 2 squares away. He's going to throw it here. So he launches over to this Insurgent. It blows up. It kills anybody there, which is nobody, but it wounds anybody adjacent. So this is Insurgent and that Insurgent are both removed from the board and thrown back in the cup for being wounded. And it leaves 1 Insurgent left, so we have to eliminate him. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And hopefully this card does not have more Insurgents come on the board. So let's find out. All right, Insurgents card. I'm a little nervous. No movement. Insurgents take cover and may not move or fire. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. That is really awesome for us. Okay, so we had an Insurgent in the building with us, and then we have the one out here. Take cover and may not move or fire. Beautiful. Let's go over to our activation. I'm going to do something kind of fun for the last one, I think. So let's do this. The Scout, I'm going to activate him individual activation. He's going to move here. He is going to then unleash his Canine. Now, Canine can technically be released by any unit, so each team has a combat Canine. Canine can be released into any building a team member is adjacent to. When released, the Canine eliminates the closest Insurgent to the door, and then both the Insurgent and the Canine are removed from the board for the rest of the game. The Canine cannot be stopped by Insurgents, and it cannot be shot. So, Scout, which I feel like is very, very fitting, right? The Scout would have Canine. Unleashes the Canine into the building. Canine goes around, and if you've ever been on scene with a Canine in action, they're pretty vicious, and it takes this Insurgent out, and this Insurgent is removed from the game. I guess we'll say KIA. That means there are no Insurgents left. When you have at least 3 of your units and no Insurgents, you gained a clear building marker on the building, which, at the end of our turn, this is the end, we have cleared the building of all Insurgents, and we got to mark it as cleared. Mission was a success. And that's how you do it. Boots on the Ground Deluxe Edition, baby. Okay, a bit of a Pyrrhic victory, considering our leader and heavy weapon expert were both killed in action. Sniper and Demolition Expert are critically wounded, and the Scout and Medic are wounded themselves. So literally nobody is untouched. So we have 100% casualty rate, and oh my god, that's just how it goes sometimes, though, isn't it? So boots on the ground. It is possible to win a mission. Let me tell you, most of mine have been losses. So I was actually kind of surprised I did this well. Had some lucky card draws to start. Not a lot of Insurgents appearing early, so I was able to move pretty far before they started popping up, and was able to take advantage of some special abilities. I didn't even use all of them, just because so you have to balance using a special ability or an individual ability with, then you only get that one action, right? And then the opposing side gets to go. So that is Boots on the Ground. Hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. Hope I explained everything well, and you got to see it in action. Hopefully I didn't make too many mistakes. As always, if I did, it is what it is. I try to make as few as possible, but if you notice any, just post below in the comments, and then people will know in the future when they play. But otherwise, let me know what you think about this game and how I played in the comments below. And of course, if you've made it this far, I appreciate a subscription. It's free. Just click the button. You don't have to watch all my videos. Just watch the ones you want to watch. And until next time, everybody, later.